okay, so this next fight, here's what I should say. The Carr French fight should have been the co-main.
Yes.
Okay, no question. Now the fight that was the co-main should have been where it was. This
Yes.
fight was perfectly placed card placement.
Yes, it was.
This is the one
100%.
fight they literally nailed in the whole night.
This fight was fucking awesome. Vegas knew this is one money line they got right. They knew this was going to be a banger.
Well, and who is it? Sean Shelby knew as well because they fell out one time and he rebooked it because he's like, it's going to be such a good fight.
It is, and it was. We have Matt Brown, 41 years old, legend, minus 110, fighting Bryan Barbarena, minus 110. No, I'm not going to lie. I thought Bryan Barbarena was older. He's like 31 or 32. I thought he was older too, but he's had a lot of fights, a lot of damage. But
yeah, well, he's got one of those iron chins too.
Yeah, he does, man. This fight was fucking great, though, man. Round one was close. I mean, every round is gonna have the word close, banger, war. Like, this whole fight was fucking awesome.
They did get fight of the night, so
yes, deserved it. I mean, 100% deserved it, and not the nostalgia deserved it. Like they actually earned that.
No, they actually went to war. Like the commentators were falling out of their chairs at the absolute insanity of the rounds.
It was crazy. It was like a movie for sure. Like I don't know. I said that probably like 20 times when I was watching. I was like, this is like a movie. but yeah, man. How'd you see round one, brother? It was close.
Man, so obviously Matt Brown got the nice body lock takedown about 90 seconds in. Barbarena got back up with about 2 minutes to go. I thought both guys were landing some really good shots, but I thought that Brown's grappling control in the round essentially gave him the advantage in the round for me. So I gave him the first round 10-9.
Yeah. So like the striking was almost like a wash for me because
right. That's how I
felt. Matt Brown had the numbers, but Barbarena had the damage with those elbows and cutting. But we all know a cut's not going to stop Matt Brown. You know what I mean? It's almost like when Diaz gets cut. You're just like, you kind of take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, you're like, fight on.
Yeah. And so with me, the striking was like, check and evened out. And then Matt Brown had the 2-trip takedown. So it was almost like it tilted the scale, right? So, yeah, but it was close. And the stand-up was essentially even. But, yeah, I gave it round 1, 10-9 Matt Brown. Now, round two, just when you thought that it couldn't get any hotter in the kitchen, them boys turned it up a notch.
Right, yeah. Well, Brown got another takedown about a minute in round two. After Barbarena was tagging him up, Barbarena came out and was trying to just throw heaters at the start because I think he didn't want to get taken down. Well, that's what happens. And then he got back up pretty fast and then landed a huge elbow. But then Brown somehow got the takedown and was going for a sub.
There was a point where they each had a tie clinch and they were each using their free arms.
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
on each other. Like it was like Rock'em Sock'em Robots with Muay Thai. Like it was just like a bow fest. Like they were each man was just elbowing the fucking shit out of each other.
I thought Brown was landing the harder elbows, but I thought Barbarena had the better chin.
Yeah. I literally said my own thoughts better than I was gonna say it. Yeah, because I was gonna word it that Barbarena's elbows are just causing more damage and hurting Matt Brown more, which is just like a clunkier, uglier way of saying what you just said. So yeah, I couldn't agree more. Because they were both just dropping bows, and whether you want to say Barbarena was hitting harder or you want to say that Barbarena's chin was better, either way, it was just like when two guys are shooting each other, it's like who has the bigger gun,
yeah, like that's how it felt. Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
Or who has thicker armor.
Yeah, for sure. That classic debate. So yeah, we both have it tied up 1919, but in just a war fashion, I mean 1919 paints a close picture. It's even closer than it sounds.
And to that point, all three of the judges had it in 1919 as well. So it was literally a winner take all third round.
And they fought like it, man. They fought like it because once again, especially with older guys or guys that's taking a lot of damage, you don't necessarily. At least I was, okay, they have to be tired for round three. There's no way in hell that it can possibly get any better, right?
Right.
But wait, there's more.
Round three was an absolute war. There's no way for me to describe it other than every scenario they were in was like a dogfight and just dudes landing huge shots, poor striking defense, massive elbows, and no care for each other's well-being whatsoever.
No, and it with 30 seconds left in the fight, I didn't know who I was giving the round to, which I didn't
Me,
know, which meant I don't know who I was giving the fight to. You know,
right? Yeah, yeah. The whole fight hinged on essentially the last minute, or how you were feeling coming into the last minute.
the last like fucking like 30 seconds, bro. Like I'm at least for me, like I had it like a coin flip up until like that final like barrage where essentially, I mean, it was neck and neck for like 4 minutes. Just and
Yeah.
then Barbarena just pulled away just enough. Just stepped on that gas pedal just enough. Lasted just a little bit longer
Well, his like
before
last
of
like 12
attrition.
second flurry, I thought was like the visual like effort that was needed to essentially slide the fight.
That's what made my decision. Like up until then, I
Which is
mean,
crazy because if you tell anyone in their life, like, hey, you just have 20 seconds, just throw volume and like you could probably win this fight. How many guys can do it right there?
nuts, man. It was so nuts. Like you said, it came down to about 12 seconds, at least for me, man. But and essentially, when it's all said and done, Matt Brown was essentially saved by the bell, which kind of made it obvious, you know,
Right.
like
Yes.
like as close as it was. It's so weird. Usually, you don't use the word close and obvious in the same like sentence, but this is like a rare like
It was one of
example
those
of that.
rounds that was close for 4 minutes and 50 seconds, and the last 10 seconds was literally like one guy's. So, okay, like, well, you guys split 225 each, so this guy just got the last 10, so he wins. Like, that's how it felt.
By a fucking nut hair.
I
By a
actually wrote in my notes that's as close to a 10-10 round as I could imagine.
no. So two judges agreed with us. What did one judge give? I guess it was round two to Matt Brown. Is that what happened?
I gave him round three.
Yeah, one and three. Okay, that's still kind of weird. Like as we just laid it out clear. Like, how do you watch that and still give it to
So
Brown? But
that guy was Andrew Adkins. I've never seen him on a Vegas card. So, like, the Vegas refs, Mike Bell, Eric Colon, they both had it 29-28. Barbarena, same way we scored it. I think there is something to be said for those Vegas refs that at least, they see the most fights of all the people. So, I don't know. Our scorecards typically agree with the Vegas guys. So,
yeah, for sure.
because
That's
when we get to Houston refs,
yeah, it's all out the window.
yeah,
Ain't
you
no
might as well. You
telling.
might as well not even score the fights.
But I do think, even though I kind of don't understand the judge giving it to Matt Brown, I also understand like a split decision paints like a pretty accurate picture of this fight. You know what I mean?
That's how
Like,
I feel, right? Is like it was
yeah,
such a war and it was so close that I don't mind. And in Matt Brown's hometown, I don't mind him kind of getting that nudge.
like a moral victory.
Yeah,
Something.
like yeah, right. Like I don't hate that, and I think split decision is the fair painting of the picture.
No, don't enjoy this part of the podcast, but you kind of, I just want to ask your
It's
opinion
time.
on
Hang it up. You should have left his gloves in the
it.
octagon. Should have left his gloves
In his
in
hometown,
the octagon in his hometown on a split decision that he could argue to the blue. He's blue in the face that he won.
you could just Nate Diaz it and just drink beers and say, I won. I got fucked. Yeah,
It's like
I
you
could.
go watch that fight. Tell me I lost. Just keep sipping beers.
Yeah, I feel you, man. And especially the language in which he's talking. I don't know if you saw the interview where he said he wanted 3 out of 5, but an 8-fight contract. That's what he said. He said he wanted to fight an 8-fight contract. And I think he said it would bring him to like 2025 or something. That's what he said. That was in a real interview. I think it was Megan O'Leary or the Brett Okamoto. Yeah. I kind of cringed. I mean, the comment section was full of like cringe and like Diego Sanchez comments.
Oh yeah, we're
I
done. We're done with you, Matt Brown. You're done. This was your retirement fight. Dana pitched you an event and let you fight in your hometown.
in the
Like
hometown gave him good card placement. Yeah,
as Jonah Hill would say.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, at the same time, he didn't look bad, but he also took so much more damage. Like just so much more damage.
His lack of striking defense and reaction time is what really makes me say, like, you're done, man.
Well, and all right, and let's just be honest about this part of it. An 8-fight deal. So what? And he was using in his own words. He said, "If I can't make another run in 8 fights, I don't deserve it." But all right,
Run?
that's
Run?
run
Run
Forrest,
for
run.
what? The
Run for,
bathroom, old man?
I think
That's ridiculous.
run for city council or something. But
Run for mayor, senator, congressman, but you're not running for shit against Usman and Hamzat. Are you serious?
Well, and it's just like Bryan Barbarena is not a world beater, right? So even if you can say you won the split decision in your own drunken mind or, in your stubbornness, a split decision against Bryan Barbarena like that, even that doesn't like project well. And that's like
Usman and Hamzat would tear him up in one round.
All right, let's go to the lower end though. Like just spitballing here, trying to be glass half full here and not just shit on him.
Ponzinibbio would light him up.
Ponzinibbio would light him up.
Jingling would light him up. Nagny would light him up.
You took the words out of my mouth. Yeah.
Shavkat Rakhmonov would slam that guy and light him up.
I don't hate the Magny.
Robbie Lawler's a fun matchup.
But yeah, so I mean, does the UFC want to just give you a new contract just to do fights like these old man bouts? You know what I mean?
There needs to be a veterans league, man, because these vets don't have a place in the young man's top 15 chase for the most part. Yeah, a few do. Glover, Teixeira, there's a few that do.
The end's getting near, nobody lasts forever,